Live here from Butte College alongside Liam Warner, Mitchell Monge. It is another afternoon of Redwoods football, last road game of the year, out here just in between Chico and Oroville. Beautiful valley, hills behind, somewhat brown now, but it will turn green here in a couple weeks. 75 degrees, a light breeze, a beautiful setting, Liam, for an afternoon of football. Redwoods coming off of their 2 straight wins, sit at 2-6 on the season. For the home team, the Roadrunners are 7-1 overall and in charge of the NorCal division, a 3-0 in conference. Redwoods, though, 2-1 with those 2 wins coming in league, which will come in to play a factor here in the next couple of weeks. In some respects, Liam, controlling their own destiny, obviously got to take care of business here today at Butte.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how the schedule works out, right? I mean, the first 5 games are technically preseason games that don't matter as far as conference standings. Obviously one of the toughest preseason schedules in the entire state. They go 0-5. They lose to Sierra to start off conference play, and then rattle off 2 wins after that. So now they're 2-1, and despite being 2-6 overall, Mitchell, they control their own destiny in terms of postseason contention, which is kind of hard to believe, but here we are. So yeah, it was a great win against Santa Rosa. They played really well on both sides of the ball. The defense came away with 3 picks, which is good to see the defense taking the football away. They haven't been able to take the football away as much as past defenses have the last few years. And Devin Forehand just continues to look better and better every game at quarterback. So things are looking up, and now the pressure is really on, and they need to win if they want to see any postseason action.
Well, and you and I discussed it earlier off air, but I think the turning point for the season was that muffed muffed punt. The Redwoods recovered at Shasta. They were trailing in that game, down 1 point by 18 late in the third quarter, rattled off 19 unanswered to end up coming up on top for their first win. They got that monkey off their back over in Reading, and then it parlayed that into a win at home a week ago against Santa Rosa. And last time that Redwoods was at home against Santa Rosa that game. That was the first game this year that they've looked in command of the game. I mean, obviously the game at Shasta, it felt like it was out of control, really, until they flipped the script late in that third quarter. And so that first win, getting the confidence, they're playing like a different football team a week ago. Now you switch gears into a more challenging Butte team sitting at 7-1. So this is going to be really a true test to see what these last 2 weeks, how far this team has come.
Yeah, they played free, right, against Santa Rosa. They played like they were really enjoying playing football, like you said, like that they got the monkey off their back. They played last week against Santa Rosa like they really should have played all season. I mean, it is great to see the confidence of the entire team, but they need to keep it going. I mean, now really for the first time all season, the pressure is really on them to get a win, and we'll see how they fare under that pressure.
Well, the run game has struggled all season. We saw a little bit more juice from the backfield a week ago, but still nothing of CR running games of past. However, Devin Forehand has really been in command of this offense. I mean, he looks like he's got Vaseline all over his body, escaping sacks in the backfield. Just a dynamic playmaker. You'll discuss that with Coach White coming up in our interview here shortly. However, Forehand has really been electric, and that's what's cued the offense getting up and going. Obviously, Quentin Buckland, shift to receiver from quarterback, has given him some added depth in that room, but the offense has started to really come along, so to speak, in the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's really been great to see what Devin Forehand's been able to do. I've never seen a CR quarterback, at least since we've started doing games, evade pressure as well as Devin Forehand has. And it's really incredible to think that he started this season as the 3rd string. But, it's clear that Coach White and quarterback coach Eric Helms and the rest of the coaching staff have believed in him, and it's really paid off. He's just continues to get better and better, and looking forward to seeing what we get out of him today.
And then defensively, it was a very poor performance by any standards, especially for defense coached by DeMero Wheeler, allowing 40 and 50 points, in multiple games across the stretch. They've kind of flipped the script there defensively, going back from a 3-down lineman front to 4. And in fact, we'll probably see more 4-3 looks with 3 actual linebackers in. Isaiah Tungaloa has made that shift to, they call it the penny back. Essentially, he's a hybrid safety and linebacker. Look for him to be more in the secondary, a secondary that has needed some help. They've struggled against talented receiving rooms. But once they're able to generate more pressure with that four-man front, it's proved to be more successful for them on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it was really good to see what the defense is able to do last week. I'm laughing because Coach White in his interview, I asked him about that. It said it made him feel warm and fuzzy, the way his defense played. Fans, I'm sure will remember a few years ago. I mean, this Redwoods team led the entire state, or I believe top 3 at least in the entire state in interceptions, and they just haven't been able to take the football away at that level this season. Of course, they lost a lot of great guys in the secondary. Jimmy Fomby being one of them. And so, yeah, it hasn't worked out quite the same way this year. But so it was really great to see that the defense step up and not only not allow a ton of points, just like they did against Shasta, but take the football away multiple times. So it's good to see.
Yeah, Liam, you've alluded to it. Let's hear from the man himself, Coach Jason White. We'll take a 30-second timeout. A reminder for those of you watching on the YouTube live stream, you're going to head over to KATA1340.com to hear Liam's exclusive interview with head coach Jason White. For those of you listening on ESPN 107.3 FM, stay tuned. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Liam and Coach White on the other side of this break. You're listening to Redwoods Football, Humboldt's ESPN 107.3 FM. Getting ready for kickoff here. Butte College just south of Chico. The first time I think these teams have played, we're guessing early 2000s, maybe 06, 07, somewhere around there. It's been a while, again, for Redwoods' first year up in the national division. And the playoff race is still pretty jumbled. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We got a full 60-minute football game here today to play to even get to that situation. Redwoods has won the toss. They've elected to defer. They will be kicking right to left as we see it. Redwoods in their traditional away white uniforms, black helmets, black pants. For the home team, gold helmets, gold pants, black uniforms, as we are just moments away from kickoff here. A beautiful setting. Again, a wonderful afternoon for football. It's November. It's in the 70s with a gentle breeze. I mean, Liam, I don't know the weather back home on the coast. I know the rain is coming. I would take this any day.
Oh yeah, it's pretty nice here. Great day for some football, some November football. Gotta love it.
So it appears Brandon Saylor will be doing the kickoff duties for Redwoods. They've rotated back and forth with the punter Cole Newton getting the bulk of the duties as of late. So it will be Saylor kicking off from the left hash, as we're just moments away. Again, Butte coming in at 7-1 overall. They are 3-0 in the NorCal division. Redwoods 2-6 overall, but 2-1 in their division, as definitely need to get the victory today to remain in contention for the playoffs. But again, a bunch of different scenarios still at play. So Saylor's got the ball teed up. Check left, check right, and gets ready. Drives this ball away. We are underway. Kick is fielded at the 5. Looking for a return lane on the right, picking up some blocks, cutting back left across the 30, gets wrapped up and driven backwards. Cameron Raig with the big tackle picked him up in a semi-suplex to drop the returner, and it'll be decent starting field position for Butte. They will start at their own 32-yard line. That's where we'll see their quarterback, Amari Cooper, and the offense leading the way. Cooper, 53% on the season, just yards shy of 1,400 yards through the air. He's got 13 touchdowns to 6 interceptions on the season. The Corsairs have bring out 3 linebackers, traditional 4-3 look defensively. First time we've seen that this year. Cooper back to pass, looking left, little tunnel screen goes incomplete. Looking for Dade on the right side, brings up 2nd down and 10. Again, Liam Warner, Mitchell Manji here from Butte College, just underway first quarter. Redwoods again won the toss, deferred their options, so they send out the defense. And it's been Caleb Morgan who's really started to come into his own at the middle linebacker position. Been playing well as of late. The 6'2 freshman from Ashland walks up to the line of scrimmage showing blitz. The snap, it's a handoff running over the right side, churning forward. Only going to get about 4 yards. A good stop for a Redwoods defense that on the season has been challenged to hold other teams, giving up about 154 yards per game on the ground. Forces the Roadrunners into 3rd and 7. Butte working left to right, ball spotted at the right hash. They send 2 receivers right to the short side of the field. Shotgun for Cooper. Brings a man in motion across the formation. Going to roll out, design to his left, looking to throw back across the field. Right, and the pass is incomplete. Big pass break up there. Isaiah Tungaloa staying disciplined, not letting his eyes track to the quarterback. And so a huge stop, forcing a 3 and out. Redwoods on the first drive. 3rd down has been a pain point for this defense. A good start. Connett standing back at his own 25. Ashton Carr is the punter. Line drive kick, and it's short. It's going to take a bounce at about the 35, and there was a Redwoods player who was in the vicinity. Butte player tried to push him into it, was luckily able to stay out of the way. That was Thomas Grenier on the return. So Redwoods will send their offense out. A very good start for the defense. Again, forcing Butte to a 3 and out. 13:51 to go. No score. First quarter. Here comes Devin Forehand and the Redwoods offense. Getting the chains adjusted on the far side. Ball be spotted at the 22-yard line for the Corsairs. They'll come out, spread formation, two receivers wide right. Dodd, the lone man, left, forehand in the gun. They're going to shift the formation, move Dascom, the tight end, to the left side. Grant, the ball carrier, he's going to get it running over the left side. Picks up a good block, but lost his footing. He got leveled. Maybe got a yard before the tackle came in. Officially going to be a gain of 2. It was the defensive back, Caramella, who came up and laid the lumber. Would be a positive sign for Redwoods if they can get the ground game going early. Just 2 yards on that first down carry. They split 3 receivers out wide right. 4 men on the line of scrimmage defensively for Butte. They bring 5 on the rush. It's a handoff up the middle. Grant breaks away. He's got the first down and more and loses his footing. After he picked up the first down, they're going to spot him at the 37, but that's 2 carries and twice Grant has slipped. So we'll keep an eye on the field condition. It was a little bit wet this morning when we went down and checked out the field. So proving to be a little bit of a slippery playing surface here early, at least for Grant. Maybe he needs longer spikes in the bottom of his cleats. 12:40 to go, first quarter, first down of the game for CR. Reyes comes in motion across the formation, forehand, the snap, looking to Grant out of the backfield on the left side, and he's forced out of bounds. Quick throw from forehand, good for 6. Brings up second down and 4. Forced out of bounds by Jonah Flowers. Out across the 40-yard line, ball spotted. 42 remains on the left hash. First offensive possession of the game for CR. They're going to go to the tight bunch left. Grant remains in the backfield as the ball carrier. Now shifts the bunch formation to the right side. Sends Grant in motion out of the backfield. Forehand by himself, standing at the 37. Takes the snap. 4-man rush. Back to pass. Stepping up. Throwing left. Long down the field for Dodd. And a couple yards over his head. Goes incomplete. Deron Dodd on the season. 23 receptions for 465 yards. A bulk of those came in one game. 3rd down and 6 at the 42-yard line. Dodd with 5 receiving touchdowns on the year. He is their deep target. Had a step on the defensive back, but forehand just let him a bit too much. First 3rd down Redwoods has faced this game. 6 yards to the line to gain. Butte walks up a outside backer on the left side, showing some pressure. Forehand and company check to the sideline. 12:23 to go, first quarter, no score. Snap to forehand. 4-man rush. Pressure coming, trying to escape, and Devin Forehand goes down. That is not something we see very often, as Butte gets a big sack on 3rd down. 5 will be the punter. Deep to return. Jaden Seiler. Newton gets the snap. Kick is away, an end-over-end kick. Backing up is Seiler. He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to be downed just outside the 15, 16-yard line, we'll call it. So Roadrunners will start their drive from the 21 or from the 15. A little bit of positivity for the offense, but unable to cross midfield. They're forced to punt and give it away. We were down 1 official here today. Fell ill before the game, and so going with 6 Zebras for the afternoon. As the offense back out on the field for Butte, their second possession, 11:38 to go, first quarter. Cooper in the pistol. Brings a tight end in motion across the formation. Gets the snap, quick throw, right side, caught on the receiver screen. Number 17, DJ Horton, the receiver. Battles out to about the 20-yard line, just 4 yards on the carry, or on the gain, excuse me. Quickly, Roadrunners back on the football. Cooper gets the snap, handoff, running right, and a lane across the 25 down to about the 27, so that'll be first down yardage on the carry. Now Robbie, the ball carrier. Robbie on the season, 944 yards. Coming in to the afternoon, 9 touchdowns, averaging 112 a game. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. Empty backfield for Butte. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Low snap, handled. Cooper looking, quick throw, far side. Picking up a block and down the left side, first down and more. Across the 50, 40, and that will be it. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Butte strikes first. Receiver screens have been a weakness for the CR defense. Najee Dade caught that just a yard or so beyond the line of scrimmage.
Cooper to Dade, and 6 points go on the board.
And took it the rest of the way untouched to the house. 6-0. Butte on top here, 10.5 to go, first quarter. On to attempt the point after try is Lane Garner.
73 yards was the total.
Snap, kick, up, and good. So, 10:30 to go, first quarter. Butte draws first blood. They lead it 7-0. You're listening to Redwoods football on ESPN 107.3 FM. Good no stats. I think the Shasta game we went just estimated penalty.
86 will be the kicker.
73-yard touchdown catch for Dade, although just 1 yard through the air. Picked up a huge block on the outside and took it up the sideline to the house. So 7-0 Butte. Redwoods going to get the football back here, trailing first quarter. Diego Sanchez to kick it away for the Roadrunners. Left-footed kicker drills it end over end. Short kick going to be fielded between the 10 and the 15. Quentin Buckland, the returner, gets out near the 20-yard line. When the tackle was made. So forehand in the offense. Back out onto the field for their second time. Tried to get the run game going early with Grant. Also used him as a receiver. And I believe the first time really flexed him out of the backfield to a wide receiver position. Grant is the running back to the right of forehand. They go with the tight receiver bunch. We'll see if they shift the formation. Ball spotted at Redwood's own 20-yard line. Check to the sideline and shift Grant behind forehand in the pistol. Snap, and it's a handoff. Grant, the ball carrier over the right side, tried to get vertical. No yards there. Tackle made by number 6, Jonah Flowers. Flowers coming off flex and celebrating. That was a big hit, not much running room. And again, it's a Redwoods team that we've mentioned it before, Liam, but really struggles to get the ground game going. Especially against Santa Rosa a week ago. They opted for a couple more short passes on first down, try to get the ball quickly out of forehand's hands. Reyes starts in the backfield, flexes out right at the slot. 2x2 for forehand, takes the snap, back to pass, free rusher coming, dumps it underneath on the screen. Grant was the receiver, so his second catch out of the backfield. Forehand did take a hit at the end of that play.
32. Tackle made by number 32,
So Grant checks out momentarily. They bring in Meadows at receiver. Approaching the 9-minute mark first quarter, 7-0 Butte on top of Redwoods here on an absolutely gorgeous day in the Valley. Third and 4 from the 26. Shift the formation to empty, 3 receivers wide left. Forehand the snap, back to pass, looking left the entire way. He's going to go deep down the field for Dodd, in and out of his hands. Appeared to be a little bit of contact there, not enough to draw a flag. Coverage there by Ojani Gray. So that'll bring up another 4th down. Opting for the deep ball on 3rd and 6. Cole Newton will come on for his second punt of the afternoon. High snap handled by Newton. Gets away another good punt, end over end, backing up and making the catch just above the 30 is Seiler, escaping a couple tackles. Good return. Had pressure immediately. Jamison Martin coming in to make the stop for Redwoods. Looks like we got a flag down right at midfield. Referee's conferring. So it is a hold against Butte. We'll back them up. 8:34 to go first quarter. Again, Liam Warner, Mitchell Manji here. Redwoods, no points on either drive. Forced Butte to a 3-and-out on the first drive. Second one, a wide receiver screen, went 73 yards for a score. Ball at the Redwoods 39-yard line. Ball at the Redwoods 39-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends. Shift to tight end across the formation. Cooper gets the snap, handoff left side. Gets the snap, handoff left side. Gonna be close to the first down. Close to the first down on the carry for Robbie. On the carry for Robbie, and the chains will move. Needed 4, picked up 5. And again, after the first down, quickly back on the football. Snap, Cooper, play action, quick throw to a tight end. Tried to go short to the flat, falls incomplete, looking for Cunahan. 7-13, first quarter, Butte 7-0, and driving. Ball at the plus 36 for the Roadrunners. Get a tight bunch on the right side of the line. Cooper, the snap, handoff, running right. Robbie, and he's hit in the backfield, driven backwards. Going to be a loss on the play. Saraceno got there, as well as Christian Solomona. Wilkinson around there as well. So a host of Redwoods defenders in the backfield, forcing 3rd down behind the sticks. Call it 3rd and 12. Line to gain the 26-yard line, under 7 to play first quarter. They're going to move Robbie the back to the right side. Cooper checks both sides, gets the snap, back to pass, looking across the middle. Deep throw, broken up. No, it was caught on the deflection.
Received by number 10, Najee Dade.
Dade with the intense concentration. As we've got an injury on the field, multiple players, one for each team down. We'll pause and take a 30-second timeout. Back momentarily on ESPN 107.3 FM. So both injured players able to walk off, rather. Horton getting some assistance for the Roadrunners. Marvis Christian, the defensive back, was the one down for CR. Ended up jogging off under his own power. But we got to go back to the catch there by Dade. I mean, the pass was nearly broken up. It was deflected, went up in the air, and Dade flipped his head around to the other side of his shoulders and was able to relocate the football and catch it when he was on the ground. So very impressive catch again by Dade. First and 10. Clock winds. Approaching the 6-minute mark, first quarter. Redwoods forced a 3 and out on the first drive. The next two for Butte have been quality. Cooper, back to pass. Pressure coming, throwing a screen underneath, broken up. Solomona, a heat-seeking missile, comes in to break that up. He was looking for the back, Robbie, on the left side, but Solomona just so quick at that linebacker position. Read that play like a book and broke it up. Obviously, that's something they've seen in film this week. So Solomona, along with Wilkinson and Morgan, the three backers in there. Tungaloa playing at safety. For the first time, Cooper goes under center. Strong eye formation. And it's a handoff right side, looking for Robbie. Initial contact made at the line of scrimmage. And another big tackle, Christian Solomona. It's been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. Obviously, one of the biggest names on this Redwoods defense coming in, and a knee injury forced him out late last season, starting to make his mark again. He's battled injuries throughout his career. As we see Wilkinson exit, bringing in some additional defensive backs for 3rd and 7. Again, Christian still remains on the sideline after getting injured earlier on the drive. Empty backfield. Cooper with 3 men wide left, takes the snap, back to pass, look in that direction. Pressure coming immediately, and a broken up, intercepted. Tungaloa cut it off underneath and comes away with the pick, and Redwoods gets another turnover by way of interception. 3 picks a week ago, and Cooper just had to get rid of that ball quickly. A free rusher coming right up the middle, and Isaiah Tungaloa looked like he was just going to break that ball up as he swiped that right arm down. He pinned the ball against his body and secured it going to the ground, so Butte gets no points after a commanding drive, and third time we'll see Forehand head back out, this time with 5:15 to go first quarter. Interception made inside the 10, so ball spotted at the 8. Dodd, the lone man left, takes the snap, handoff to Grant running up the middle.
Grant goes straight up the middle.
Good for a couple on the rush.
Carmelo Brown on the tackle.
Give him credit for 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 6. I wouldn't say backed up quite up against their own end zone, but deep in their own territory for Redwoods starting this drive after the interception. Meadows split wide right all the way out at the numbers. Now CR shifts the formation. They go empty. Forehand, the snap. Looking, quick throw, completed to Dodd on the left side. Dodd out to the 20-yard line. Tackle made, looked like Jonah Flowers, linebacker, back out there as well. But the catch is enough for a new set of downs. He'll spot the football just shy of the 20. Deron Dodd, the leading receiver for this Redwoods group, getting involved in the first quarter, his first catch. Again, shifting the formation, moving that trips bunch to the right side. Forehand takes the snap, play action, broken play. He's just scrambling and goes down. Took a big hit and lost his helmet.
Hit behind the line of scrimmage by
Nikhil Lawrence came up and delivered the blow. And Jason White on the far sideline. He's got Brighton Livingston next to him, the backup quarterback, because Forehand's going to have to exit for a play. Nate Keys, the trainer, also out to attend to him. Appeared to the naked eye As if Lawrence did lower his helmet there, but hard to see in the jumble of bodies whether that was indeed head-to-head helmet-to-helmet contact. But the broken play gives him nets a 5-yard loss. So here comes Livingston in for a play. Livingston play action, back to pass. He's going to take a shot deep, and he's got a man. Meadows makes the catch across the 50, tackled down at the 45-yard line. So how about that? You bring your backup quarterback in for a play, and you let him take a deep shot, and it pays off. Huge chunk yardage for Redwoods. After a broken play, they ended up behind the sticks. What a flip of the field.
What cuts by Brighton Livingston to come in and, usually if you're the backup, you come in, you want to play it safe, but chucking it down the field right away and getting it done.
Either that or you call a handoff. Obviously, Brighton the starter a year ago. Handoff is to Grant. Stiff arm on the right side. No room to run. Tackled for a loss, but hey, you had Livingston was your starter a year ago, so Coach White knows what he has in him. Obviously trusts him and let him unleash one there. So officially a 40-yard completion from Livingston to Meadows. But the first down carry goes backwards, resulting in 2nd and 11. Forehand back end. Livingston came in just for the one play. Now shifts Grant out to wide left, empty backfield. Forehand takes the snap. Throws right side, caught, broken up. No, Meadows was looking for him again.
Ty Williams.
Good coverage there defensively by Ty Williams.
Brings us a 3rd down for the Redwoods.
So another 3rd down behind the sticks, a familiarity for Corsairs fans. So with 2:16 to go, first quarter. You're almost to that kind of no man's land type territory where you could go for a short pass if you plan to go for it on 4th down. You just try to get yards. You're okay with a slant. Probably, I would stay away, Liam, from running the football, just given that it hasn't been overall that successful for him here. Obviously, you could have as well play the field position game, but getting a first down would be preferable. Forehand takes the snap, back to throw. Time, going to take a deep shot, looking for Dodd over the middle, and overthrows him again. So second time, forehands look deep for Dodd, and has come up empty.
And that pass is incomplete.
So they took a shot earlier in the drive and connected with Livingston at quarterback. Forehand.
Being silent deep to receive for the Roadrunners.
Missed Dodd, but good coverage there as well. So Newton will come on to punt from the plus 46. Pressure coming. Newton gets it away. It's a high end over end and a very short kick. But it takes a big Redwoods bounce, and they down it at the 6-yard line. So Conat, the one who caught the football, could have let that maybe bounce, another couple of yards if he really wanted to risk it and let it go. But either way, results in a good punt. When it came off of Newton's foot, it initially looked like it would be short and did bounce at the 20, but a favorable bounce. And Butte, after having a long drive and resulting in a turnover, sends the offense back out. Still a 7-0 lead. But their least favorable starting field position of the afternoon. Shifting a tight end across the formation, snap to Cooper, hands off Robbie right side. Breaking away, an ankle tackle is what brought him down. Wilkinson with the stop, gain of 4 on the first down carry. Quickly back on the ball. Cooper making sure everybody gets lined up. He's got 2 receivers wide right. The offensive line shifts as they move the football, but Cooper again to Robbie with a pulling guard behind and not much room. Hole was there for a split second, closed up quickly. Luke Saraceno, as well as Dominic Kofi in there, forces 3rd down for Butte. So 3rd down, the money down for Redwoods. It'll be 3rd and 5 Butte ball spotted right hash at their own 11. If Redwoods can get a stop here, they'd have favorable field position. Cooper back, throwing quick to the flat, left side, and tripped up. Tackle is made short of the line. That was Tungaloa who came up and made the tackle again. Catch made by Cunahan on the left side, and this is going to bring up a decision. Offense remaining out there. This is going to be 2-3 yards short. And here comes, at long last, the punt team for Butte. So Coach Robbie Snelling might have thought about it for a second, waited to see the official spot, but eventually he's going to make the wise call to punt this ball away from his own 14. Conant backpedaling out near the 50. He will be the return man. Snap punt is a spiraling punt. Conant fields it at the 50. Makes the first man miss. Trying to get vertical. Not much room there. Maybe 4 or 5 yards on the return. A host of black jerseys in to make the stop. So good kick coverage for Butte. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, Butte 7, Redwoods 0, but they get the football back in plus territory on the other side of this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. So we'll flip ends of the field as Redwoods gets the ball in plus territory. It'll be spotted at the Butte 47-yard line. CR now working left to right. Trailing Butte 7-0. Forehand will shift the formation. Buckland, Reyes, Dascom form a trio on the right side of the line. Snap, and it's a handoff. Grant running over the right side. Not much running room. Tackled after maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Bryce Cooper on the stop.
Looked like Javin Hudson got in on the stop defensively for the Roadrunners. Officially 2 yards on the carry. Second down and 8. Just underway second quarter. Butte leading Redwoods 7-0. Pistol set for forehand. Play action. Rolling out left side. Eyes downfield. Throws over the head of his intended target, Jack Dascom. Forehand rolling to his left off the play action. Had some pressure. Had to quickly flip his hips and make the throw. A tough throw to make on the move, let alone with pressure coming. And it ended up being a bit too high for Dascom. We'll bring up third down and 8 from the Butte 45. All spotted right hash. Buckland, the receiver, to the short side, along with the tight end Dascom. Dodd split out wide left man coverage. Pressure coming. Forehand feels it. Gets rid of it for Dodd. Caught on the sideline.
Dodd on the sidelines.
That's been a successful play for Redwoods. Dodd getting separation on the comeback route. A long throw. That was from the right hash all the way across the field. Good timing route between Dodd and forehand. Moves the chains for Redwoods. We'll get a fresh set of downs at the Butte 32. Coach White gets the play call in. CR breaks the huddle. Buckland, the receiver, split wide right. Two receivers to the short side. We'll see if they flip the formation. They don't. Hand it off to Grant running left. Grant puts his shoulder down. A little bit of blocking after the play. No whistle. It's about 4 or 5 on the carry, but a good first down run. It's not often I've gotten to say that. Good yardage on the ground on first. Officially a 4-yard gain, brings up 2nd and 6, and that 4 yards is the key number you're looking for on the ground. 13 minutes to go, second quarter. Forehand. Gives it. Grant up the middle. Another good carry for Grant. He's going to be about a yard short of the line to gain. It's going to put him inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. So 3rd and 1. We'll see. They've gone run twice. Do they stick with it or trust forehand in the air, even with his legs? Again, Devin Forehand is the leading rusher on this Redwoods team. 3 tight end formation, pistol for Forehand. Handoff, Grant, jump cut, and didn't get much, but got enough for the first down. So chains move, tackled down at the 20-yard line. Playing the field position game is panned out for CR. After kicking it in plus territory, forced Butte into a 3 and out, got the ball back at the plus 47. Continuing this drive down, now fresh set of downs at the 20. Again, multiple tight ends. Snap, play action. Forehand rolling out to his right. Pressure coming. Looks to throw. Gets it away quickly to Buckland. Caught at the 10. Cutting back. He's going to coast in untouched. Touchdown, Corsairs. 20 yards. Forehand to Buckland. Adapting on the run. Threw it back across his body. No defender in the area. Buckland weaving his way into the end zone for 6. And with the point after try, a chance for Redwoods to tie it up here in the second quarter. Buckland will be the holder. Sailor on to attempt the point after. $11:55 to go. Line goes down, low snap, handled by Buckland. Kick is up, and it's good. We are tied at 7 as Forehand finds Buckland for 20 yards in the score. 11:55 to go, second quarter. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. So after the touchdown, we're tied at 7. Sailor getting ready to kick it away for Redwoods. It was Forehand finding Buckland on the move. He had pressure in his face, but able to get rid of it. And Buckland did the rest, going in for 6. So quarterback to former quarterback evens this game at 7. And they're going to try a short little pooch on the onside. And there's a chance to get it before it goes out of bounds.
Pooch kick heads out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
There was a split second there where Romo Luster might have had a chance.
Some pushing and shoving late off the ball.
And the flag came out back at on the sideline. That's going to be for the kickoff out of bounds. But Coach Jason White pulling out the stops early. Obviously wanted a chance to try and get the football back.
Yeah, there's obviously going to be a flag for the kick out of bounds. We'll see if there's anything for the extracurricular off the ball.
No yellow markers down in the middle of the field. So Amari Cooper and the Butte offense will head back out onto the field. For Butte, Cooper is 6 of 11 for 122 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team's 5-yard penalty be added to the
Now Robbie, the ball carrier, Redwoods defense has held him to just 2.9 yards per carry. He lines up directly behind Cooper in the pistol. Ball spotted at the 36 after the kickoff out of bounds. They bring the tight end Cunahan across the formation. Play action, quick throw left side. Pass is caught, makes the first man miss, and Caleb Morgan, the backer, tracks him down for a minimal gain on the receiver screen.
Caleb Morgan.
Dade was the receiver who took that quick hitter, 73 yards for Butte's lone score. This time it goes for just 2. 7-7, all square here. Just over 11 minutes to play second quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Roadrunners. Redwoods defense showing pressure. They bring it. And it's a designed run, quick toss underneath to the tight end Cunahan. No yards there. Solomona was there. Morgan as well.
Made by number 10, Christian Solomona.
Kyler Smith got in the play also.
Tyler Smith also in on the stop.
So defensively for Redwoods, they've remained disciplined. And if you take away that 73-yard touchdown, I mean, they have been, might I say, dominant here early. Much different defense than we've seen the first half of the season. It's not look like a squad that gave up 50-plus points on multiple occasions. 3rd and 7 officially. Cooper with the snap. Designed rollout to his left. Going to throw back across the field. Solomona tracking it and undercuts the receiver. Adon Turner. They tried to do the throwback. That's the second time they've gone to that play call. And man coverage defensively for the Corsairs. Solomona this time, the one who tracked it down, brings up 4th down, and Butte going to send their punt team out yet again. So 4th down and 3. Again, out of the 43-yard line, so you've got to probably play it safe here on the punt return. No rush, they do, and a good kick spiraling away. Conat backpedaling, makes the catch at his 11, and it's a fair catch. So that's where Forehand will head back out, leading the offense. Devin Forehand, 5 of 8 for 51 yards and a touchdown. Brighton Livingston, 1 completion for 40 yards. That's what flipped the field. Alec Grant's been the exclusive running back we've seen so far. He's got 9 carries for 32 yards. So a 2 tight end formation. And it's a give again to Grant up the middle. Limited room. Butte shutting the door quickly. Gain of just a couple.
Taking up that route.
Seemed like 3 or 4 Butte defenders got pulled from the bottom of that pile. I mean, they just,
David Hudson also in on the stop.
there was no room for Grant to maneuver. 2nd and 8 as we approach the 9-minute mark, second quarter. Bring a man in motion, give it on the speed sweep. It's Reyes, gets by the first defender in the backfield, turned it upfield, but not much running room. Give him credit for, we'll call it 2 yards. Officially is 3rd and 5. Ball spotted right hash of the 17. It's another critical 3rd down. We'll see if they get Forehand on the move. They've done it a couple times already.
On their own 17.
2 receivers right, including Rommel Luster. 2 left. Grant the back to the right of Forehand. Forehand, the snap. Drops back, throws quickly, completed to Luster right side. Bounces off a tackler down the sideline before going out of bounds at the 47. Rommel Luster, last 2 games, has had probably the 2 most significant catches of the game despite limited playing time. A big crossing route at Shasta, and then the deep ball at home against Santa Rosa. Both set up Redwoods in prime position in the red zone. And this time a key third down reception. He got hit back at about the 30-35 and bounced right off the defender. That's why the defensive coach is always telling you to wrap up. It was just a shoulder hit. Luster maintained his footing. Good position now with first down. Hand off to Grant up the middle. Grant hit in the backfield, stumbles forward. Picks up a pair of yards.
Wrapped up and brought down by number
Just about
6,
halfway
Joe
through the second quarter, 7-7, Redwoods and Butte tied. Liam, we talked before the game that this Butte game was going to be the test for Redwoods, especially coming off of 2 straight wins, and so far they've been living up to it. It's been stride for stride with the Roadrunners.
Yeah, and I mean, this Redwoods team, they haven't been much of a first quarter offense. They've gone off to slow starts, but the defense has played well, kept them in it, of course, a touchdown earlier, so looking good.
2nd and 8, snap to forehand, looking, now scrambling out right, trying to evade a defender, and he's going to be sacked out of bounds.
Sacked out of bounds.
Tumbled into the sideline.
Jeremiah Johnson on the stop.
He was driven out of bounds behind the original line of scrimmage. I would call it unusual. I mean, especially over the past couple of games, his forehands felt pressure. He's peeled out, obviously, this Butte defense with more speed than CR has faced as of recent. Brings up 3rd and 11. Line to gains the plus 43. Snap to forehand, 4-man rush, good pocket, time to throw. He's going to chuck it deep into double coverage. Nearly intercepted. Dodd clamoring for a penalty flag. He's not going to get it. Good coverage on the play. Pass was broken up by Montez Randall. Second time on 3rd down, Redwoods has taken a deep shot, both times for Dodd, both times have come up empty. So 4th down now, 6:19 to go. Cole Newton on to punt, heels at his own 30. Return man is Seiler, bad snap. Newton's going to audible it, and he's got room to run over the left side, and it wisely decides to kick it away. Going to take a Redwoods bounce and get down at the 11. Oh my, almost disaster.
Well, that's not the first time we've seen Cole Newton have to do something like that. I think it was the Foothill game where he ran out of pressure and got a good punt down. So kind of used to it at this point.
Well, you could tell after he evaded that initial rush, going to his left, there was one man left in between him and the sticks. That was Jonah Flowers. And if Flowers wasn't standing there, I believe Newton would have taken it off, and he would have had plenty of room to get to the first down. But wisely, you get a punter and a linebacker, kick that away. Smart decision there by Newton. So Cooper and the Butte offense out there. They fake the speed sweep, give up the middle.
On the move and taking some Redwoods with him.
Robbie met a cluster of Corsair defenders. Kept the legs churning, got some push from his offensive lineman. He'll get 3 yards on the first down carry, but CR has done an excellent job limiting Robbie here early. Two tight ends, 2 receivers, both split wide left. Under 5.5 to play second quarter. Snap and a handoff again to Robbie, and again limited running room.
Right up the middle.
Not much room. CR defense, again, we talked about it pregame. They adapted this week. They went 4 down linemen and 3 true linebackers. Sometimes they've had that penny hybrid backer, hybrid safety, and that's played by Isaiah Tongaloa. They've put him back at safety, and a true 3 linebacking core of Solomona, Morgan, and Wilkinson have shut down the Butte run game so far. Robbie, 9 carries, just 26 yards. 3rd down and 5 for Butte from their own 16. Empty set. Cooper gets the snap, back to pass. It's a screen underneath. Pass is completed by Robbie. Bounces off the first defender, but he stays with him and drives him out of bounds. Tackle made by Chaz Scott. And No gain. 4th and 5. Butte forced to punt yet again. Butte in their last game put up 21 points in a win over Shasta, 31 in a double overtime thriller over American River, and 27 against Santa Rosa. So holding after a quality September offensively. A little bit lower in the month of October and held to just 7 points here so far. Kick is away. It's a spiraling kick, and Connacht's going to let it go. That might have hit a Redwoods player, Jamison Martin. It's on the ground. Connacht just stared at it and let a Butte player fall on it.
Yes, and it is Road Runners football.
Connacht pleading with the referees that it didn't touch him, but why on earth would you look at the football and not even try to jump on it?
Yeah, that's just a pure mental mistake right there.
Well, even if you think your player didn't touch it, the way that it's scrambling, you always got to protect the football. And after the muff punt, Connacht still screaming at the referees from the far sideline, throwing his hands up. He cannot believe it. But the call is that it touched Martin, and Butte's offense back out on the field in plus territory. And a timeout taken by Butte. So disaster on special teams for Redwoods gives Butte the football back in plus territory. We'll take a 30-second timeout, back momentarily on ESPN 107.3 FM. So first down for Butte after the muffed punt, and Butte spends their first time out with 3:52 to go second quarter. But a critical special teams mistake gives Butte excellent field position at the Redwoods 44. Cooper goes under center, strong I formation, play action. He's looking to throw. Cooper going to unleash one deep downfield, and flag comes out. Marvis Christian was in coverage.
Under very tight coverage. Incomplete pass, but
Looking for Alonzo Borchert.
at the 18 on the spot.
And they're going to get Christian with a pass interference call. Christian, who was injured earlier, back out at corner.
Holding defense number 7.
So they're going to call holding. He did let go
First down.
pretty late. Either way, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty in Butte's favor. We saw that a couple times last week too, Liam. It seemed like it could have gone pass interference, but they called it as holding. So you're talking a 5-yard difference. Both are automatic first downs. So that puts Butte at Redwoods 34. 3:45 to go second quarter. Cooper brings a man in motion. Double play action, looking to throw. He lost his footing momentarily, now going to scramble. Breaking away on the right side, and he's hit and dropped at the 30. Picked up 4.
30-yard line.
Forehand-esque. That's number 6, Isaiah Tongaloa, who made the stop.
Isaiah Tagaloa on the tackle.
Brings up second down and 6 at the 30. Cooper might have had some more room to run, but he slipped on his back foot, the plant foot, as he tried to step up in the pocket, which hindered him just a bit. 3 minutes to go, 2nd and 6. Cooper, the snap, looking deep, pumps, pressure coming, hit as he throws, man wide open, bobbled and dropped. Cunahan had it, dropped it, had it, and then dropped it as he went to the ground. He was wide open on the right side. Victory Oricano in coverage. He's the one who was hightailing it to try and get back to the tight end, who leaked down the sideline uncovered, but unable to haul it in. Incomplete pass, stops the clock at 2:54. Butte in 3rd and 6. Lane Garner was kicking good from about 45 in the pregame in this direction. That would be pretty close to what the yardage would be here. But first 3rd down, pressure coming. It's a blitz. Cooper, good protection, throws left, in and out of the hands. Victory Orkanu again in coverage defensively, was looking for Dade. Dade has the lone touchdown catch for Butte this afternoon, and they're going to bring on Garner to attempt a field goal. This will be over 45 yards. He missed short from 50 during warm-ups, but then did hit from about this range, so he's got the leg to do it. Garner's long is 48 on the year, and that's what this is going to be. Right hash. High snap, and it's over the head. It's a botched play, and the holder just falls on it back at the 49. So Garner doesn't even get the opportunity to match his season long as a special teams miscue the other direction after the muffed punt. This is going to set Redwoods up in similar field position to what they would have had, Liam, if they had gotten that punt. So funny how the game of football seems to work out sometimes.
Yeah, huge break for Redwoods there. After their mistake, Butte commits a mistake of their own. So.
And it looked like the holder there, I believe it was the the punter, Diego Sanchez. He comes off favoring that right shoulder. But Redwoods offense back out on the field, 2:43 to go, 2nd quarter. Forehand, the snap, the give to Grant. Good cutback, driving forward.
Tackled by number 32, Javen Hudson.
Javen Hudson makes the stop, the linebacker, after 5 yards on the carry for Grant. Run game has been a lot more effective than it has to date. So far for Grant, 12 rushes for 42 yards. He's averaging just 3.5 today. But Grant on the season came in averaging 2.4 yards per carry. So, you know, for Redwoods, they'll take the 3.5 yards per carry they're getting today. Clock's going to wind down to the 2-minute timeout. On the flip side, it'll be 2nd and 5 for Redwoods. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout, Redwoods has the football. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. We are tied 7-7. And the offense out on the field, ball spotted at the Butte 46-yard line, 2nd and 5. Forehand in the pistol. Grant's going to be the back behind him. 2 receivers wide right. Dodd, the lone man, left. 5-man rush. It's a blitz. Forehand, got to get rid of it, and does. Deep, looking for Buckland, and defender draped all over him. Buckland knew it. He didn't have a chance to make a catch, and that might be the plea from the Butte sideline, that pass was uncatchable. But it really, anytime you're within about 2 to 3 yards, that flag's still going to come out and stand, and pass interference is the call. So 2nd and 5. Redwoods, Liam, I don't have the actual counter on it, but it's felt as if they've taken more deep shots than they have in any game this season, and we're still in the first half.
They're definitely going for it for sure, and I think that's the mentality you need to have at this point in the season. You're playing for a lot at this point, and you got a quarterback who can throw the football.
Well, the longest pass was completed by Livingston, the backup quarterback who came in for just 1 play. 1st and 10 at the 31. Snap, handoff to Grant up the middle. Grant, tough running across the 25, still churning before going down. 7 or 8 yards on the first down carry. Clock continues to wind, ticking across the 140 mark. Coach White is hoping to not give this football back to Butte this half, or if so, with limited amount of time on the clock. 2 timeouts for Butte, 3 for Redwoods. Minute 20, 2nd and 3. Forehand with the snap, gonna throw, looking, got to get out of there in time. Throws it deep down the sideline, intercepted, but much too far out of bounds. Just a straight throwaway.
That pass is incomplete.
Jack Dascom, the tight end, was in the area. Incomplete pass stops the clock at a minute 12, bringing up 3rd and 3. CR is within range for Brandon Saylor. Saylor's long on the year is 37 yards. So they're right at that. Would definitely be longer than 37, but he's got enough leg for it. 3rd and 3, it's a handoff to Grant. Grant over the right side, he's got the first down and more, puts his shoulder down and levels the defender, takes him for a ride of a yard or two. Chains move, clock stops to spot the ball, and now winds, but Grant has been very impressive in this first half, double-digit carries, and continues to run hard. He's got 14 for 61, bumps that average up to 4.4. 1st and 10 from the 12. 45 on the ticker, another handoff to Grant, no room, dropped in the backfield. Both ends coming in for Butte and stopping Grant for no gain. Timeout taken by Coach White. So Redwoods calls timeout. We'll take one with them back in 30 seconds on ESPN 107.3 FM. .38 seconds to go before the half. 7-7 our score. Redwoods driving, but no gain on that first down rush. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 2 timeouts left for either team. Opportunity for Redwoods to try and put some points on the board and take the lead into halftime. They are within field goal range, but would obviously prefer a touchdown. Dascom, the tight end on the right side. Reyes and Buckland, the receivers, to the right. Play action. Look in that direction. Forehand coming across the field. He's going to scramble out left. Forehand's going to keep it. He's got room to run. Forehand going to go out of bounds at about the 5. Clock will stop, and an injured lineman down for CR. They're not going to have to burn a timeout because forehand did go out of bounds. Injured player for Redwoods is going to be attended to by their training staff, Nate Keys. We'll take a 30-second timeout, back momentarily on ESPN 107.3 FM. So it's Cameron Caspino, the center, number 77, who is down for a moment, jogged off under his own power. But that's going to bring in Johnny Mitchell, number 78, to do the snapping duties here on 3rd down and 4. Ball spotted at the Butte 6. 3 receivers wide right. Forehand gets the snap. It's a handoff to Grant. Does not get it.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just a yard, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And an interesting decision here. Do you take the points? That's what Coach White's going to do. He's going to let the clock wind down and make this the last play before the half. So Caspino quickly back onto the field. And Coach White takes the timeout with 2 seconds left on the timer. So that'll bring on Brandon Saylor for a short field goal attempt from the left hash. He will be looking to give Redwoods the lead. And what confidence for this Redwoods team that they are playing with today. They're facing a 7-1 Butte team who is uber talented and have limited the rushing attack of Robbie. Been a pain point for Redwoods all season. They've been giving up over 150 yards a game on the ground. Have held Robbie to just 26 yards. He needs 56 to eclipse the 1,000-yard mark on the season. 4th and 4 from the left hash. Buckland will be the holder, Saylor the kicker. Going to be about a 28-yarder. 23-yard kick. I added an extra 5, so Buckland ready. Line is down. Good snap. Hold. Kick is up. And it's good. So zeros on the scoreboard. Saylor puts Redwoods ahead. 10-7 your score at the half. We've got a great game on our hands. We'll take a 60-second timeout. Liam Warner with your halftime report coming up next on ESPN 107.3 FM.
Welcome back here to Butte College. We are just between Paradise to the north, Oroville to the south, here on the campus of Butte College. It is halftime. Your score, College of the Redwoods 10, Butte College 7. Good defensive game for Redwoods so far. Let's take you through how we got here. Not too many scoring plays, of course. It started off with the long Butte passing touchdown, making it 7-0. Also in the first quarter, Isaiah Tagaloa with an interception. Then in the second quarter, it would be a Devin forehand to Quentin Buckland connection, making it 7-7. And then Brandon Saylor with the field goal late to end the half, making it 10-7 in favor of Redwoods at halftime. Let's see. Let's take it through some stats here. Here in the first half for Redwoods. Devin forehand, Redwoods quarterback, 6 for 11, 81 yards, passing, a touchdown. Amari Cooper, 10 for 17 for Butte, 128 yards passing, touchdown, and an interception. Bright Livingston did come in for one play with a 40-yard completion for Redwoods. Rushing side for Redwoods, Alec Grant with a good game. Improved rushing attack for Redwoods here. 16 attempts for 62 yards, averaging 4 yards on the ground with a long of 13. For Butte, Niall Raby with 9 attempts, 26 yards. And Amari Cooper, the quarterback, with 1 rush for 4 yards. Receiving for Redwoods, Alex Meadows, 1 reception for 40 yards. Romeo Luster, 1 for 30 yards. Deron Dodd has 2 receptions for 21 yards. And Quentin Buckland, reception, that was a 20-yard touchdown reception. And then Alec Grant, a couple of receptions, the running back, for 10 yards. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then after that will be my interview with the head football coach, Jason White. If you are on the YouTube side, make your way over to KATA1340.com to hear that interview. Then after that, we'll have some scores from around the 3C2A and around the country. Back in 2 minutes, my interview with Coach White. It is halftime. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the campus of Butte College. Chico to our north, Oroville to our south, and the city of Paradise to our north as well. Here on campus, it is halftime. Your score, College of the Redwoods 10, Butte College 7. About 7 minutes left to go here in the halftime break. Let's take it through some scores from around the 3C2A. And there are some scores that could have major implications for possible postseason prospects for Redwoods. Again, as Mitchell said, there are a lot of different scenarios that could play out, and things are very complicated at this point. But around NorCal, Siskiyou's leading Contra Costa by a score of 28-0 at halftime. A big game for Redwoods. Sierra currently leading Shasta by a score of 24-7. Sierra and Redwoods battling it out in the conference standings at the moment. That game just approaching halftime. Coalinga leading Gavilan by a score of 34-6. That game approaching halftime as well. San Francisco leading Foothill by a score of 21-7. About at the 2-minute warning there. San Mateo leading San Jose 35-7. Just getting to halftime as well. Feather River is playing Chabot. Kickoff was at 1 o'clock. No reported score there. Fresno City currently leading Sequoias at halftime by a score of 7-6. And another big game for Redwoods. American River currently leading Santa Rosa by a score of 19-7 at the half. American River will be the final regular season opponent for Redwoods. And if things play out the right way, it could end up being a winner goes to the postseason type of game next week. But we'll have to see how everything plays out around Northern California. And a pretty crazy score at halftime. Modesto leading Monterey Peninsula by a score of 43-2. Again, that is a halftime score. Also in halftime, Reedley leading Sacramento City by a score of 10-6. Los Medanos leading San Joaquin Delta 28-20 at halftime. 1 o'clock, Merced taking on De Anza. No reported score there. And looking for some other NorCal kickoffs happening tonight. And Hartnell is going to take on Cabrillo at 6, but that is the only nighttime kickoff around Northern California. Let's take it through some scores from around the country, top 25, and quite a few upsets around the country to mention. Currently, right now, number 16 Louisville leading Virginia Tech by a score of 21-16. That game, 2:54 left in the third. Number 2 Indiana leading Maryland by a score of 20-3 at halftime. Possible upset watch in Gainesville. Florida and Georgia tied at 10 at halftime. Number 12 Notre Dame leading Boston College by a score of 12-7 at the half. Number 13 Texas Tech leading Kansas State 12-7 at the half as well. Virginia leading Cal 17-7 at the half. Then some games kicking off later today. South Carolina taking on number 7 Ole Miss. Purdue taking on number 21 Michigan. Georgia Tech taking on NC State at 4:30. Big game on ABC at 4:30. Number 18 Oklahoma taking on number 14 Tennessee. Also at 4:30, number 23 USC taking on Nebraska. Then at 7:15, number 17 Cincinnati taking on number 24 Utah in Salt Lake City. Some top 25s that have gone final already. Number 1 Ohio State beating Penn State 38-14. Number 20 Texas just holding off number 9 Vanderbilt by a score of 34-31. And then Miami taking the loss, a big upset. SMU beating Miami by a score of 26-20 in overtime. And then another big upset earlier today as well. West Virginia beating number 22 Houston by a score of 45-35. If you are a baseball fan, I'm sure you are aware of what is going on tonight. Game 7 of the World Series last night. The Los Angeles Dodgers beating the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 3-1. Tonight, of course, as I mentioned, Game 7 at 5 o'clock on Fox will be Shohei Ohtani going for the Dodgers against Max Scherzer going for the Blue Jays in Game 7. Also of note, in the National Hockey League, the San Jose Sharks taking on the Colorado Avalanche. The score 10 minutes to go left in the second quarter. It is 2-2 between the Avs and the Sharks in San Jose. It is Philip Kurashev and Macklin Celebrini with the 2 Sharks goals. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then Mitchell Manji will be back with your third quarter call. It is 10-7 Redwoods over Butte at halftime. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM.
Just about set for second half action at the half. Redwoods on top of Butte 10-7. Thank you to Liam Warner for holding out down the fort at halftime. Take a look at the visitors. First, Butte, Amari Cooper, 10-17 through the air for 128 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Now, Niall Robbie, 9 carries, 26 yards. He's averaging just 2.9 yards per carry. CR's done an excellent job of limiting the rushing attack. And Robbie came into the game. He was 56 yards shy of 1,000 on the season. And you'd think with averaging over 110 yards per game, he would have probably gotten it pretty handily, potentially even in the first half. But, it's didn't pan out that way. Dade has been the leading receiver for the Roadrunners, 4 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown, including the screen pass. He took 73 yards to the house. Devin Forehand, 6 of 11 passing, 81 yards and a touchdown. Bright Livingston came in for one play, had a 40-yard completion. Alec Grant, 16 for 62 on the ground, 3.9 yards per carry. Meadows has a catch for 40, Luster 1 for 30, Dodd 2 for 21, Buckland 1 for 20, and a touchdown. We're just about set for the third quarter action. It'll be Butte kicking it away. And deep to receive is Buckland, and he's going to catch it near the sideline. He slips and goes down. The footing gave out for Quentin Buckland. He could have let that go. It potentially would have gone out of bounds. Instead, the questionable decision to try and field it. And CR, poor starting field position, going to be all the way back at their 7 or 8 yard line. Special teams mistakes or just poor judgment calls as, again, they have the fumble on the punt as Jamison Martin couldn't get out of the way. And right there, Buckland going towards the sideline. That was going to be tough to even get off a good return. There is an element of deciding to limit the risk of if that ball kicks back and you're unable to handle it, you might still end up in poor field position. So the offense will take over, ball at their own 8 yard line. Grant, the ball carrier, to the left of Forehand. And the play clock had hit 0. Buckland was late getting back out on there after he was out for kickoff return. And it felt like forever they got set up, but It's going to be a delay game against the offense. Half the distance to the goal is going to put them inside the 5. Whew. That's a tough starting spot, Liam. 4-yard line to start the third quarter. So CR, long 96 yards ahead of them if they want to continue to hold their advantage. 10-3, Redwoods on top. 14:58 to go third quarter. Ball at their own 4-yard line. Just miserable starting field position. Shift the 2 tight ends to the left side. It's a handoff to Grant. He cuts it back across the 5 down to the 10. So after it was first down and 14, Grant gets back just across the original line of scrimmage. Give him credit for 5 yards on the first down carry. Second down and 9. In a 10-3 halftime lead. Redwoods 2-6, but they've won 2 straight. Butte 7-1 on the year, 3-0 in conference. Grant remains in as the back. He already has 17 carries this afternoon. We just started the third quarter. Forehand, back to pass. Pressure coming in the end zone. Gets rid of it. Wide open and caught at the 20. Roman Luster coming back to the ball as forehand had pressure coming in his face. And Luster makes a big catch on second down. Chains move, and Redwoods has a bit of breathing room. So Luster on the comeback route. It looked like his defender peeled off and was the man who went on the blitz. Either that or a breakdown in the defensive backfield. But the catch by Luster. First down out to the 19. Shift the formation, tight bunch left. Snap, forehand, it's on the ground. Forehand picks it up, and he's just going to throw it away wisely. A broken play on a botched snap. Quick decision from forehand just to toss it out of bounds. So incomplete pass brings up second and 10. We saw earlier on in the first half, Caspino, the center, went down momentarily with injury and came back in after one play. Three receivers wide left. Meadows the lone man right. Forehand snap, blitz coming, gives to Grant. No room to run. He's dropped in the backfield. If there was even the slightest gap, it was slammed shut quickly. Loss of 2 on the play is going to bring up third down and 12. Redwoods behind the sticks yet again on third down. Buckland checks in. Meadows heads to the sideline. 13 minutes to go, third quarter. Defense chance from the sideline. Defenders on the field trying to hype up the crowd a bit. 2 receivers wide left. Twin tight ends. Blitz coming, forehand, looking, throws it left. Buckland's there, catch first down and more. Across the 30, turned it up the sideline before being forced out of bounds. Patience as he let that play develop and found Buckland, beat his defender going out. Again, the footing is not the greatest down there on the field. We've seen several times players have slipped and fallen, including Buckland on that initial kickoff return right after the half, but he makes up for it there with a big third down catch to keep this drive alive. First and 10 out of the 35, ball left hash. Buckland remains in as the lone receiver, split wide right. Now as the formation shifts, Buckland comes in to join the bunch on the right side of the line. Forehand gets the snap, play action, rolling out, got a tight end short, it's Dascom. Catch across the 40, first down and upended near the midfield. Dascom picks up 14 on the first down reception. So just shy of midfield. But for CR, as they got the football to start this second half, started the drive at the 8, got backed up to the 4 after a delay of game call before even the first play. Dascom moves to the right side of the line. Grant shifts behind forehand. Snap, and it's a give to Grant, and hit in the backfield, stays on his feet, but knocked again behind the line of scrimmage. And coming out of the pile with the football is a Butte defender. They're going to say he was forward progress was stopped. Result is a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Loss on the play.
2nd and 11. That was Carmelo Brown, the defensive lineman who came out with the football. But fortunately for CR, forward progress results in just a loss of 1. And Coach White calls timeout early in the third quarter. 10:46 to go. We'll pause as well. Back in 30 seconds. ESPN 107.3 FM. Definitely had to have been something that Coach White saw out on the field that he didn't like, calling timeout. There was 11 seconds on the play clock. They used their first timeout to talk it over. 2nd and 11. Play action. Forehand looking to throw. Back across left to Grant. He's got him wide open. Caught. First down yardage and more. But a flag down in the backfield. That might be holding against Dascom, the tight end. So they ran play action, leaked Grant out of the backfield left, and tried to throw it back to him. It would have been a big play, but it's going to be a hold against Dascom.
I think they got Saul Reyes with that hold.
Either way, it goes against Redwoods and backs him up. What would have been a nice conversion and put him in plus territory is now 2nd and 21. Their own 38. Just try and chip away to see if they can even get remotely close to third and manageable. They had a loss on the first down rush and then had to burn a timeout before 2nd down and then the holding call. We're now at 2nd and 21. Snap to forehand. Time to throw. Looking. Good pocket. Throws over the middle. Caught. Breaking away Dodd. First down and more. Out to the 35. Dodd caught it 5 yards short of the line to gain. Turned it upfield. And a beautiful throw from Devin Forehand. Just layered it right over the linebacker. We have an injured Butte player down on the field. We'll take an injury timeout. Back in 30 seconds. ESPN 107.3 FM. Nikhil Lawrence, the defensive back who was shaken up on that play, walking off under his own power. Hope that he's all right. But it was 2nd down and 21. A big catch by Dodd. Gives the Corsairs a fresh set of downs at the Butte 35. Again, moving 2 tight ends to the right side. Gaskin and Dascom.
Rush 26.
Grant, the ball carrier, he got hit in the backfield and a flag comes in. That's going to be a face mask. So no gain on the rush, but you could see his helmet swing to the right after initial contact was made. That's a no-brainer. And quickly, the official didn't even have to confer.
15-yard penalty.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and a fresh set of downs. So after the holding call hurts Redwoods, they're able to convert on 2nd and forever. And now on a stuffed run play, get bailed out with a face mask call. This has been a much smoother game in terms of penalties than the last couple the Redwoods has been involved in.
You're definitely right about that.
I put CR at the plus 20. 3 receivers wide left.
Rush 26.
Give to Grant up the middle. Took a big hit. Continued churning, but met by 2 backers,
Jonah Flowers.
including Jonah Flowers.
By number 16, Johnny Gray.
And yeah, that was a shot Grant took, and he was the last man to get up off the ground. Was tangled up momentarily with Hudson. Hudson, the other backer, in on that stop.
Different back.
Credit of 1 yard. Luke Freeoff, the new running back, to the right of forehand. First time we've seen anybody other than Grant. So usually that would be Aaron Clifton. So Freeoff, the new running back. Forehand, throwing down the right side for the end zone through the hands of Dascom. He had Quentin Buckland down the sideline, so good coverage, including a safety over the top. That was a very tight window. Forehand, a good throw to put that where only one of his guys could get it. It was either going to be out of bounds or Dascom laying out, and Dascom got his hands on it.
Third down for the Redwoods.
But incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 9. Line to gains the 10-yard line. Freeoff remains in as the back. 2 tight ends. Both remain in to block. Good coverage. Downfield, the throw is incomplete.
That pass is incomplete.
Forehand
Bringing us to 4th down.
was targeting Buckland on the left side. Buckland tried to petition for a call, and they're going to bring on Brandon Saylor for what would be his season long. Or at least close to it. Long on the year's 37.
36-yard field goal.
So this will be a 36-yard field goal attempt. So right
36-yard attempt.
Right there, what his long has been on the season. 2 for 2. He's got 1 today, so that's 3 for 3. Saylor trying to remain perfect. 36-yarder from the right hash. Snap is good. Kick is up. Got the distance, and it's good. So Saylor puts another 3 on the board with 8:48 to go, 3rd quarter. Redwoods on top of Butte, 13-7. This is CR Football on ESPN 107.3 FM.
Najee Dade and Jaden Saylor.
So we'll see
Deep to receive.
a new man kicking it off for Redwoods. It's Cole Newton, the punter. And he's rotated with Saylor. Saylor's done the kickoff duties. To this point, Newton will kick it away for his first time this 3rd quarter with a 6-point lead. Saylor was 2 for 2 on the season coming into today in terms of field goals, and he's doubled his total so far this afternoon. And that drive took about 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes off the clock. Newton's kick is a line drive. It's going to be handled
Kicks it to the 7.
by Saylor with room to run on the right side. Seiler picks up a block. Really good return out near midfield. Jaden Seiler caught it on the left side, took it up the right side, in between the numbers and the hashes, and is going to set up Butte with excellent field position for their first offensive possession of the second half. It'll be spotted right hash, right at the 50-yard line. So the speedy Seiler, a good job putting Butte in a nice field position. Cooper back out in a pistol formation. The give to left is Robbie. He takes a big hit, but churns forward for 10 yards.
Stopped at the 40-yard line.
Robbie had been stymied in the first half, limited to just 26 yards rushing. That's his long of the game right there. Picks up 10 on his first carry of the second half.
First down.
Quickly back on the ball. Pressure coming. It's a blitz. They give back to Robbie. He's got the left side. Nobody closed the end. Tripped up after a gain of 6. So Robbie's starting to get a bit of momentum here. 2 carries, 2 good results in the third quarter. Gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4. 8 minutes to go third quarter. Redwoods on top of Butte, 13-7. Roadrunners break the huddle. 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Win tight ends. Robbie remains in as the back. Shifting 1 tight end right across the formation. Give it to Robbie running left, trying to cut it upfield. Tripped up and goes down at the 30. Caleb Morgan again. Had he not just barely tripped Robbie there, he would have had a first down and probably plenty more to run down the sideline. But instead, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. All 19 yards so far on this drive have come by way of handoffs to Robbie. We'll see if they give it to him again on 3rd and short. Loaded backfield, they do. Makes a man miss in the backfield, cuts it upfield, first down. And finally, he's tackled by Cameron Regg.
On the tackle. That is a Roadrunners first
But there was a
down.
chance for Redwoods to bring Robbie down behind the line of scrimmage, and just a quick jump cut to the left. That gave him the space he needed to get a first down. 1st and 10 from the 21 now for Butte. A reminder, good kickoff return set him up at midfield to start this drive. Cooper in the shotgun, takes the snap. Play action, he's going to keep it on the option read over the left side. Trying to cut it upfield, still on his feet. Brought down just short of the goal line. Tongaloa was the one who came up to make the stop.
Who got the stop? 11 ahead. You like 3 on the stack.
The read option and crash down. Very nice play call there. You've been handing it to Robbie. He's been effective.
Ball first and goal.
Play into the aggressiveness of the CR defense and let the quarterback keep it off the edge. 20 yards. 1st and goal from the 1. Robbie the back directly behind Cooper. CR loading up the left side. They give it to Robbie running left. He's hit, driven backwards. Did he get in? Yes. Caden Wilkinson came up to make the stop. Regg was petitioning with the referee, who was short. But after the initial hit, Robbie was able to fall forward. And quickly, Butte answers. We're tied at 13.
Lines up in the hands of Niall Robbie, and 6 points go on the boards.
Lane Gardner on to attempt the point after would give Butte the lead. 5:43 to go third quarter. Butte with a quick response, scoring in just over a minute. Kick is up, and it's good. So
And Garner
Butte
puts
responds
it
after the CR field goal with 7 points. They lead it 14-13. You're listening to Redwoods football on ESPN 107.3 FM. Reyes and Buckland deep to receive the kickoff after Butte scores their second touchdown of the game. They have a 14-13 lead. CR a touchdown and a pair of field goals. Sanchez will get set to kick it away. The younger brother of Colts punter Rigoberto Sanchez. Gets this queued up. Diego Sanchez, left-footed kicker, drills it away. End-over-end kick goes right back to Buckland. Catches it at the 5. Buckland looking for a lane up the middle. Nothing there. Dropped across the 20. Kickoff return has been a weak point for CR. They have not been able to establish quality field position. Obviously, missing a dynamic return man such as Fat Williams, who was able to light it up. But Butte, on the other end, has struggled covering kickoffs. They've given up 4 kickoff returns for touchdown. So both of these teams, we'll see what gives first. So far, Butte's been doing a good job in their kick coverage. Forehand in the offense, back out on the field, second time in this third quarter. They go empty with 3 receivers wide right. Quick throw, left side, caught by Grant, dodges the first defender, puts his head down. Grant turned what would have been a 4-yard catch into a first down after evading that first defender. The defender tried to tackle him up high. He just kind of dropped his head and went low. Grant was able to squirm free, pick up the requisite yardage for a fresh set of downs. He's tackled down at the 34. Where it'll be 1st and 10. 3 receivers wide right. Forehand takes a snap, blitz coming, give to Grant. Maybe a yard there, running right into the direction of where the blitz was coming from. Limited room. Brings up 2nd and 9. Both teams have been keeping the ball on the ground. We're moving through this game. 4.5 to go, third quarter. 2nd down and 9. Snap to forehand, play action, rolling out right. Trying to evade the end, and now just going to keep it. Throws down the sideline, back across his body. Oh, a dangerous pass, and forehand took a shot at the end. And that looks like a penalty marker. Is that a penalty marker on this deep on the sideline? I believe it is, yes. So forehand, who took a lick after he released that ball. There was a flag down in the area. Dangerous throw back across his body. Probably not the wisest decision, and he paid the price on the flip side, too.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, defense number 4.
So the personal foul is a late hit out of bounds. And what was a forehand trying to scramble and make something out of nothing ends up taking quite the hit. But the team gets 15 yards for it. So that'll set up CR out at midfield. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Ball spotted right hash. Again, 2 tight ends. Grant the ball carrier. Forehand heels at his own 45. Gives it. Grant, left side, gets away from the first defender. Runs over a man, just lowered his shoulder and laid the boom right at the first down marker. Grant has done an impressive job with hard running today. He's been finishing runs, and that's something we have not seen by any of the backs so far this year, but Grant has turned it on, and he's running it with a different type of energy here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's really good to see. By far the best rushing game from the backfield for Redwoods, excluding the quarterback, obviously.
Referees gave first down yardage to Grant on that carry, so another 10-yard pickup. Snap, they give it back to Grant again. Squirts free for about 4. But the way that Grant has been running the football, why do anything other than just hand the ball off? And again, it's not like he's ripping off 5, 6, 7, 10-yard runs every single play, but he's consistently just chipping away and a bruising style as well. Finishing runs hard. We saw him lower the boom just 2 plays ago, but he keeps the legs churning. 23 carries for 80 yards. Just an absolute workhorse this afternoon. Forehand. Tried the hard count. Play clock at 5. Gets the snap. Give to Grant. Right side. Runs into Reyes blocking for him. He's going to be about a yard short of the line to gain. And it hasn't been anything fancy, Liam. It's just been consistent. I mean, coming in, the backs, Olenberger, who's been out for a majority of the season, was averaging 3.3 yards per carry, but Grant coming in was averaging just 2.4. He had 59 carries for 160 yards coming in. Today, he's got 24 for 85. So again, yards per carry, you might just think is hum-ho, but the way that they've been playing helps control the game. So a hard count from forehand there in the wishbone. Morgan, the lead blocker. Free off as well as Grant. Now Grant moves up. We got flags, and we might have had movement before the play. They shifted Grant up from about 5 yards back. Forehand, who is right next to the referee, is signaling that it's on Butte. Yet to get the call. He tried the hard count.
Delay of game on the defense. Just returning.
Oh, delay game against the defense. So usually that's going to be simulating the snap count from the defensive line. So if the defensive line is up making noise trying to hard count the offense to try and draw a false start, that's the only time you'd get a delay a game. I mean, the only other time that the defense could get a delay a game is if you like kick the football or throw it away to delay the referee from spotting it. But anytime it's that short yardage situation, that's exactly what it was. The umpire heard something from the defensive line because he's the one that threw the flag. So the first down, they don't have to run it. Play action, it's a trick play. Buckland's going to throw it. He's got forehand wide open on the right side. 10-5, touchdown, Corsairs. Oh, no, we got a flag in the backfield.
32-yard line.
That might save Butte from what was a broken play.
Holding.
And it is
Number 77.
a hold against the offense.
First down. Incorrect.
Well, that's a play they practiced earlier in the week, and actually, incidentally, I think forehand got a little shaken up on that play by a defensive back in practice, and Coach White was not happy at a backup defensive back touching his quarterback. So they break the play out in the game. It goes for 6, but comes back due to a holding call. Minute 31 to go, third quarter, and that's just painful to take 6 off the board, especially in a one-point game. Blitz coming, forehand back to pass, unleashes it, and it looks to be caught by Dascom. Yes, it is. Back near the original line of scrimmage. So that was 1st and 20 after the holding call. They didn't lose the down. That's going to get them to 2nd down and 11, 2nd and 10. I believe forehand took a big hit, too, at the end of that. But how about the job by Dascom, the tight end, to hold on to that football? Officially, it's an 8-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 12. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter. Redwoods trailing by 1. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Ball spotted left hash. Freeoff is the back. Forehand. All-out blitz coming. It's a screen underneath. Freeoff makes a catch, but it was read like a book. Tackle made by number 13, Montez Randall. That's the exact play that you want to call a screen, is against that all-out blitz there. But Randall hanging just behind, covered the back. CR is going to take the quarter break to think it over. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Line to gain will be the 16-yard line when we come back after the quarter break. Your score through 3, Butte 14, Redwoods 13. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. So 3rd down and 12 as we get set for the final 15 minutes of regulation, as you got a myriad of options. If you're Coach White with the play call here, you could opt to try and chop this distance in half, or at least attempt to bring up 4th and manageable. But what we've seen is so far today is not tracked with what they've been doing in the season to date. So a lot more shot plays on 3rd down. We'll see, especially if you get press coverage on the outside, if they try to look for Dodd yet again. Deron Dodd, 3 catches for 48 yards. He's been held without a touchdown. They're going to shift the formation. Romel Luster is in the slot right. He's made big catches in key moments the last 2 games. Forehand, back to pass, throws. Meadows makes the catch. Meadows, first down. Gets across the 15. That was the line to gain. Brought down at the 12. And in all honesty, Liam, the Butte defense, that's kind of reminiscent of what Redwoods has done this season. They've gotten teams behind the sticks, and then you give up critical plays on 3rd and long. And man, if you're a Roadrunners fan, you've got to be frustrated because that is not the first time that's happened this afternoon. So CR converts on 3rd and long. Gives them first down at the 13. Back to pass, 5-man rush, pressure coming, stepping up, forehand. Dragged a defender up about a yard or 2 to try and get some of that sack yardage back. We've seen forehand make some miraculous escapes from the pocket this year. However, Butte has done a really good job limiting him. That's sack number 2 for Jeremiah Johnson. He's got both times. He's been the one to bring forehand down. So Johnson's had his number so far. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Play clock winding down. Got to go, and there's the timeout. So timeout number 2 taken by Redwoods here with 13:40 to go, 4th quarter. 2nd and 13 when we come back in 30 seconds on ESPN 107.3 FM. $13:40 to go in the ball game. Butte 14, Redwoods 13, but CR is driving. They are well within field goal range. Saylor, who's already knocked in a pair of kicks. Hopefully not needed. 2nd down and 13 from the 16-yard line. They bring Reyes in motion. Give it to him on the speed sweep, trying to turn it upfield. Picks up 4 or 5 on the jet motion. Reyes before going down. Tackle made by number 0, Jeremiah Johnson. The sophomore outside linebacker has been all over the place defensively for Butte, a talented player. Sophomore day this for Butte today, so that'll be next weekend for CR back up at the Redwood Bowl. Clock approaching the 13-minute mark. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers split wide right. Forehand, 5-man rush, looking left, going for Dodd, end zone, in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Dodd under tight coverage.
They tried the comeback route yet again, has been a favorite
Oh, Johnny,
of Dodd's.
good defense today.
So on 4th and 9, Saylor's going to come on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the game. Ball be just inside the left hash. Going to be a 30-yard kick. Depends on where Buckland, I guess, is going to set up his holder. He's got his left hand right on that 20-yard line. Saylor lines it up. First time he's kicked in this direction today. Line goes down. Good snap. Hold. Kick is up. Saylor's been money. 3 for 3 for Brandon Saylor, and he gives Redwoods the lead. So CR on top, 16-14, 12:47 to go in the 4th. We'll take a 30-second timeout here on ESPN 107.3 FM. So 12:47 to go, and a good point. This is just going to be the second time that Butte's gotten the football this half here in the 4th quarter. I mean, Redwoods, again, as we look at the box score, 24 carries for Grant for 85 yards, but it's been the control of the ball game that those yards, hard-earned, tough running, wearing down this Butte defense, and this is the type of football CR likes to play, as clock control is. We're going to have a delay game on the kickoff, I believe.
Why?
Unless they failed to reset the play clock, which, no, that is a delay game. So that'll back it up, and it'll be Cole Newton kicking it away from the 30. Delayed game has played a factor for CR more times this season than I can remember. Seems as if it's come up at least once or twice a game. And obviously not even just on offense. So they get on special teams here.
Yeah, I think it comes with having a young team, but it's still an unusually high amount.
So Newton will kick it away from the right hash. Another end-over-end kick. And backpedaling, that was a good kick. Handled at the 7, trying to cut it back. Seiler, he's tackled across the 25, and a much better coverage on that kickoff. Seiler brought it out to the 50. The last time he returned it, this time makes it out to, we'll call it about the 26. 12:39 to go, 4th quarter. Redwoods on top, 16-14. Last time Butte touched the ball, they went down and scored a touchdown in just about a minute. Other than that, clock control's been Redwoods' favor, so just back of the napkin type numbers here. That's about 16 minutes of possession for Redwoods on 2 drives this half. Cooper goes under center, strong I formation. They bring a man in motion, handoff is to Robbie, breaks away, Robbie first down yardage and more. This is exactly what Butte did to this Redwoods defense on the first drive.
Who is that? 42? Tackle made by number 42. Jaden.
So the handoff goes for a first down. CR, they ran the 4 down linemen and 3 true linebackers. Held Dade to 26 yards in the first half. He's already up to 98. He's eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark this season. Ball out at the 41. Why not give it right back to him? Running on the right side, Robbie
Sweeps it to the right.
out across the 50. And excuse me, not Dade. It's Niall Robbie, who that brought him carry. I was looking at the wrong stat line here. Robbie, with 56 yards, he has reached the 1,000-yard mark, goes over with that carry on the season, and quickly Butte is across the 50 and plus territory. Quick snap, right back to Robbie.
Robbie.
Morgan slings him down, but another good run, 6 yards.
6-yard gain on the play.
Butte just churning out yards, rush after rush.
Caleb Morgan once
The way
again on
the
tackle.
CR's been playing, just with their style, obviously going to try and limit the number of possessions. A stop would be critical for them on this drive, but realistically, I mean, Roadrunners
20th
living up to their name. Robbie gets a break. Snap to Cooper, hands off left.
Reese Calhoun.
First carry for Calhoun's first down yardage.
The 35-yard line.
Morgan and Marvis Christian make the stop
Morgan
for
and
Redwoods.
on the tackle. That is a Roadrunners first down.
But Butte's showing that even though Redwoods can control the clock with the ground game, second half been a completely different story for Butte running the football. They have not needed to put the ball in the air. Chunk plays on the ground. Shift to tight end in motion. 1st and 10. Snap. Cooper gives it left side.
Calhoun. Pick it up.
And finally, CR able to limit the yards on the ground. Caprice Calhoun, again the ball carrier, gets maybe a yard.
Kofi with the tackle.
Kofi on the stop for CR. And no Luke Saraceno out there at defensive end. So keep an eye and see if he's just getting a routine break or if something happened to him. It's Jaden Tiabo, the freshman from Kelseyville, in at that left defensive end spot. Back to Robbie, running right. Plenty of room to run and a big hit.
Racking up some yardage here today, folks. In fact,
Robbie got dropped by Reg.
Yards for the season.
Big round of applause from the stands as it's announced Robbie's eclipsed that 1,000-yard mark this season, and he's going to continue to add to the total. Gets it again. Runs into Morgan and drives Caleb backwards. 3rd down and a yard. He picked it up. Took Morgan, pushed him back, and Caleb Morgan, not a small guy. It's 6'2", middle linebacker. Not somebody who easily gets pushed around, and Robbie running like a man possessed right now. So without putting the ball in the air, Butte is already down to the 22-yard line. A little bit of Service Academy style football here. Ty Webster, the new ball carrier. He's lined up directly behind Cooper. They bring the tight end in motion. Awkward snap give to Webster, running over the left side. Doesn't matter at this point who's running the football. Plenty of room. Good carry, 6 yards on the first down rush. Tiabo with the tackle.
That's better. Sounds better anyways.
So we'll see if we can
Yelling from over there.
keep an eye out.
28 still tail.
Webster remains in as the back. With a fullback, they bring a man in motion under center. Cooper takes it, gives it to Webster, right side. Tiabo again makes the tackle.
Tiabo once again on the stop.
And Saraceno is yet to get eyes on him. Quarterback keeper on 3rd and short.
And that's a Roadrunners.
That's going to be a first down for Butte as they just pushed Cooper for the necessary yard and going to bring up 1st and goal. 7:20 to go. 4th quarter. Redwoods on top 16-14, but Butte has 1st and goal, and CR cannot stop the rush attack in the second half. Robbie back in as the halfback. And they give it to him. Cuts it back left. Freeoff. Got him with an ankle tackle.
Kickoff. Shoestring tackle.
Luke Freeoff just got him by the ankles. Otherwise, Robbie had a cutback lane. He was going to coast in. Potentially untouched. But Luke was able to wrap him up. So it brings up 2nd and goal from the 9. Shotgun for Cooper. The give. Robbie running left side. Robbie, and as a flag comes in, gets driven down inside the 5. But I think there's going to be a holding call. Kyler Smith was face down, and I think they're going to get the offensive lineman, number 76 for Butte. At least that's what it appeared. Colton Van Lanningham was laying on top of Smith.
Holding.
And it is a hold against the Roadrunners.
10-yard penalty.
So it would have been 3rd down and goal from inside the 5. Instead, it's going to be 2nd down and goal all the way back at the 19. Butte has not thrown the football in the second half. So it remains 2nd and goal. Saraceno back out there at defensive end. Pistol, Cooper with Robbie the back behind him. And guess what? They give it to Robbie. He's trying to cut it up the left side at the 15, goes out, and another flag. Multiple flags come down in the backfield as Robbie gets forced out of bounds. Likely another hold against Butte. So self-inflicted wounds. Butte could have had 3rd and goal from about the 2 or 3 yard line. Instead, it looks like they're going to be backed up for the 2nd straight play.
Holding. Offense. Number 83. 10-yard penalty.
And it is another hold against the Roadrunners. Butte continues to shoot themselves in the foot on the end of this drive. Again, they have not thrown the ball in the second half. 6:03 to go, 4th quarter. Redwoods with a 16-14 lead and starting to see some juice on the CR sideline. They had been on their heels after being unable to stop the rushing attack. Again, a field goal still would put Butte in front. 2nd and goal from the 28. Snap. Cooper looking to throw. Going to unleash it over the middle and caught at the 10. It's a Don Turner. He took a big hit but was able to hang on to the ball. So suddenly 3rd down seems more manageable.
Now what?
3rd and goal from the 10. Well within field goal range, which would give Butte a 1-point advantage. However, they already did have a field goal attempt that the operation was not smooth. It was a snap, high snap over the holder's head. So probably not feeling as confident if you do have to opt for the field goal attempt. And 3rd and goal from the 10. Butte's going to take a timeout to talk it over. We'll pause as well with 5:11 to go in the 4th quarter. Redwoods 16, Butte 14 here on ESPN 107.3 FM. $5:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. Redwoods leading Butte 16-14. Butte's going to have 3rd down and goal from just outside the 10-yard line. Cooper Has only attempted one pass in the second half. Robbie has been the workhorse, continuing to get chunk yards each time he touches the ball. He's at 100 yards so far today. Shotgun Cooper. Here comes a five-man rush. They're going to keep it up the middle on the draw. Cooper cutting back into the end zone for 6. They put the quarterback on the move and continue to get it done running the football. 5:06 to go, fourth quarter. Butte scores their third touchdown. They lead it 20-16. This point, PAT, two-point conversion, not really a factor with a 4-point lead already. They will go for 1. Lane Garner on to attempt the point after. Sanchez the holder. Garner's kick is up and good. 5:06 to go, fourth quarter. Butte on top, 21-16. CR getting the football back next here on ESPN 107.3 FM. So Reyes is out there to receive, and it had been Buckland to point. It's going to be Isaac Johnson, number 84, out to return for the first time so far today. And a new kicker as well. It'll be Lane Garner kicking it away. It had been Sanchez previously. 5:06 to go, fourth quarter. 5-point lead for Butte. Here we go. Short kick going to be handed by Reyes just inside the 10. Reyes looking for a cutback lane. Has some room across the 25 out to the 30. Brought down, and a late flag came out. And so, I don't know if there was something that happened out on the field, but as soon as the referee, the line judge, threw the flag, he turned around and looked at one of the coaches on the Butte bench. So something may have been said, or you could have a sideline warning there. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't really see anything that looked odd on the return. As we'll await the call of the penalty flag. And it is. Yes. One of the coaches said something on the Butte sideline because the line judge was right there going up, and then as soon as he threw the flag, he flipped around and responded. I don't know if the referee actually said anything back, but that was not any of the Butte players. That's on the coaching staff, and that makes it hurt that much more. I mean, you've got unsportsmanlike players. You do a late hit or you say something after the fact. I mean, I guess it's a little more understandable, but can't have that in a 5-point game from the coaching staff. So that'll start CR all the way out at the 44 after a massive miscue by Butte. Empty set, forehand, throwing, quickly caught, right side Grant, tackled down at midfield. 6 yards on the reception. Grant, who was lined up in the slot, gets his third catch. 4:45 to go, fourth quarter. Butte with a 21-16 lead. The ball spotted at the 49, so yards short of midfield. 3 receivers wide left. Forehand with Grant to his right. Gives it. Grant rocked. That was a huge hit there. Tackle made.
Leading the defensive charge for the Roadrunners.
By Jonah Flowers. He laid the boom on Alec Grant. No gain on the rush. 3rd and 5. Clock continues to run. 3:50 to go in the quarter. in the game. They shift Dascom left side and go empty. 5 guys, 6 guys walked up on the line. House is coming. Forehand. Dodges a defender. Escapes to the left. Forehand. First down and more. He turns it on across the 30. Forehand. Cuts it back. 25-20. Forehand. 3rd and 5. Pocket collapsing. He escapes to the left. Cuts it back. And puts CR in excellent position down inside the red zone with 3.5 to play in the game.
Devin Forehand's ability to make huge plays in crucial situations has really been amazing over the last few weeks. Just his awareness in the pocket, getting away from pressure, and finding space up the middle and just going for it.
That's why you've always got a chance when he's playing quarterback. The escapability is next level. He's shown it over the past few games. Been sacked twice today, that he turns it on there. Give to Grant, and about 4 different gold helmets came flying in. Not much running room there, and the clock starting to be a factor. This is going to be this drive is it for CR. They're going to try and take this thing all the way down. They only have 1 timeout left. So even if they were to give the football back, I mean, that would pretty much allow Butte to end it, especially how they've been running the ball. So do or die for CR here with 2.5 to play. 2nd down and 9. You've got the 2-minute timeout will stop the clock. If you get a first down, it'll be goal to go. 2 receivers right. Play clock at 3. Bring a man in motion. Snap. Forehand. Play action. Looking to throw. End zone for Dascom. Just short of the end zone. Did he catch it? Yes. Dascom was trending upfield towards the end zone. He had to come back to that football as Forehand threw it off of his back foot. Dascom got both arms underneath and was able to secure the catch at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal, and we have reached the 2-minute timeout. Coming down to the next 4 downs. We'll take a 30-second timeout when we come back. Exciting Redwoods football on ESPN 107.3 FM. Well, this game's going to come down to the next 4 plays. 1st and goal from the 4. Obviously, you're going to want to keep the football on the ground most likely. Butte's going to know that as well. We've seen CR go with that wishbone formation on more than one occasion. We've also seen him throw out of it on play action more times than we have last week. They are going to go shotgun. Grant will be the ball carrier. Alec Grant, 25 carries for 85 yards, but the biggest achievement for him has been controlling the clock for CR. Butte, there's a chance they might just let Redwoods score, given the way that they moved it. You get more time. I mean, it's definitely a thought that's got to cross your head. Forehand in the gun, Grant to his left. 2 timeouts remain for Butte. Give it to Grant. Grant up the middle. He stopped short of the goal line, picks up 2 on the ground. So Butte definitely playing to get the stop.
Lawrence on the stop.
And here comes the wishbone formation. Caleb Morgan's going to check in as the fullback. Freeoff will line up to his right. They got a bunch of different plays. They could give it to Grant. They've given it to Freeoff on almost like a wing sweep. Forehand could keep it, or they could even run play action. A myriad of options. Wishbone, forehand under center. And as he got the snap, whistles come in. And we've got a timeout on the field taken by Butte, their 2nd of the game. Each team will have 1 timeout remaining. We'll pause for 30 seconds. You're not going to want to miss this finish on ESPN 107.3 FM. Second down and goal from the 2. A minute 24. Butte did let that clock continue to run before taking the timeout. Each team has one timeout remaining. 21-16, Butte leads, but second and goal from the 2. Forehand under center, toss sweep left to Grant, puts it vertical, Grant tackled short.
Making his move.
When Grant caught that ball, he caught it at the 8. When you run toss on second and goal, I mean, Grant's trying to get downhill from 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Timeout taken again. It'll be third and goal from the 1. At what point do you just say, let's sneak it with forehand and see if we can push him in? We'll pause for 30 seconds back. Actually, no, let's keep it here. We got a minute 6 to go. Final timeout taken by Butte. They have none remaining. Whew. What a game.
Yeah, what an incredible game. I mean, you're going to see what this Redwoods team is made of over these next 2 plays. Hopefully just one.
Well, I mean, my point would be, I think we've seen what they're made of. Obviously, This is going to come down to crunch time. But hanging here with a really talented Butte team, 7-1 on the year, 3-0 in conference. I mean, they've shown they can compete with anybody in the NorCal division. It was obviously a rough start, but I think your point stands, Liam. Let's see if they can get this in and muscle it out and somehow hang on to a win. It will be a testament to how these guys have battled. Minute 6 to go. 5-point deficit. Forehand under center. And he gives it Grant left side. He doesn't get it. Well short.
Hit behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to come down to a 4th down play call.
Flag of Butte for sportsmanlike.
And a flag comes in. Oh my gosh, did Butte just do it again?
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Butte.
Everybody waiting with bated breath for the call. This is likely going to go against Butte, which would give Redwoods a fresh set of downs. 55 seconds. If you've got 4th down, you're going to run this clock and make it one final play. But you can get multiple plays off if you get a fresh set of downs.
Redwoods side, which is weird.
Coach White waiting with the official on the far side, and it is against Butte.
32.
Unsportsmanlike conduct
First down.
goes against the Roadrunners. That's the second time that Butte has done this. Once it came off the sideline, one of the coaches said something to the referee, but Butte putting themselves in a horrible position here. Surrender Cobra right in front of us, hands on head. As you've got 4 more plays for your Redwoods. Clock starts to wind. Forehand goes under center. He sneaks it, pushes, spins, still battling. They haven't blown it dead. Line pushing forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Corsairs. 44 seconds remain. 1-point lead. Offense is going to stay on and go for 2. CR leads it 22-21. 2-6. College of the Redwoods is 7-1. Butte on the ropes. They've got a 1-point lead. Butte, I mean, you just got to be kicking yourself if you're a member of the Roadrunners faithful. Is 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, 1 on the kickoff, 15 free yards, the other on in between 3rd and 4th downs to give CR a fresh set. I mean, if that was 4th down, that was the play call. It wouldn't have mattered, but still, the emotional swing from giving that up. Oh my goodness, that's just killer if you're Butte. And for Redwoods, capitalizing on the opportunity. Not over yet. They have a 1-point lead, 22-21, 44 seconds remain. Offense going to be out on the field to go for 2. Again, the footing has not been great on the field. No matter what, a field goal would either tie or take the lead for Butte. Garner's long on the season is 48 yards. So the target would be about the 31-yard line to get there. Forehand takes the snap. 2-point conversion attempt. Pressure coming. Scrambles to his left. Tries to go to his right. And that's a example right there of poor footing. Slips and goes down. The point after try is no good. So no good on the PAT. It remains 22-21. Redwoods with the lead. Again, the kick coverage has been subpar this year. They've already allowed a return out to the 50 this game. This contest is not over yet. 1 point advantage for the visitors. Oh my. It'll be Cole Newton lining it up to kick it away.
Jaden Seiler and Ty Williams deep to receive for the Roadrunners.
On the kickoff return, Seiler has 2 returns for 63 yards, along of 42. Ty Williams returned 1 for 28. Those are the 2 men deep for Butte. Newton has it lined up right hash to kick it away. 44 seconds, no timeouts remaining for the Roadrunners. Clock will only stop on out of bounds, incomplete pass, or a first down momentarily. Line drive kick, handled by Seiler at the 5. Clock winds. Seiler trying to go right. Flag comes in. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line and likely going to back Butte up even further.
There's a flag on the 20.
Flag comes down, Butte. This is going to put them over 100 yards in penalties in their 9th flag of the game. Shasta gave Redwoods, 17 penalties for 160-something yards, and Butte, holding call puts them in triple digits in terms of penalty yards today. So, self-inflicted wounds for the Roadrunners. Going to start this drive at their own 15. 38 seconds, no timeouts. You're probably trying to get to the 30-yard line. 25 would be ideal. So you're looking at needing about 65 to 70 yards. 3 down linemen and a plethora of defensive backs on the field. Cooper takes the snap, looking to throw. Rolls out to his left, directing traffic, going to take off and run. Cooper gets 15 yards, maybe a bit more, goes out of bounds. Took 9 seconds off the clock, so 29 remain. Ball at the 31. And again, that holding call turning out to make a big difference. That would have put him out near midfield. Instead, back at the 31, a 10-yard difference. 1st and 10, 29 seconds. Clock will start on the snap. Cooper, pistol, brings a man across the formation. Play action, looking to throw. Cooper across the middle, caught at the 45, dropped in bounds.
Alonzo Borkert.
Trying to get back on the ball. Lining up under center, clock winds, spike, stops at 17 seconds. That was a good operation by Butte to get back on the ball quickly and clock it. So it'll be 2nd down with 17 seconds. They need about 24 yards to put him in position to tie the long on the year for Gardner. 22-21. Redwoods leads. No timeouts for Butte. 17 seconds remain. Cooper, ready's in the shotgun. Pressure showed. Rushing up 5. Morgan up the middle, picked up. Stepping up in the pocket. Cooper gets rid of it. It's caught but in bounds. Clock going to continue to wind under 8. Got to get back on the ball. That might do it. 5 seconds to go on the game clock. Official hasn't even spotted the ball yet. Trying to get on. Clock it, and they do, but the clock says zeros. Flags come down. They were not set. Butte was not set when they tried to snap that, but I don't think it matters. Because we've got zeros on the clock. So even if that was a flag that has to do with the snap, hey, it's against Butte, it would be declined anyways. And I don't think the snap got off in time. DeMero Wheeler's fired up on the sideline. Officials are going to converge if there's 1 second remaining or if this game is over. Either way, if it's a penalty against Butte with the clock running, that would wind the clock, would be a runoff, I would believe. So either way, this game's going to be over. Redwoods is going to win. Offsides.
Into a defensive penalty. Offsides encroachment.
Wait, offsides against
10-second runoff.
against the offense.
1-yard penalty.
So, yeah, so they didn't get lined up properly. That should be a runoff. This game should be over. Officials trying to figure it out. Coach White saying he declines it anyways. Butte coaching staff petitioning for one more attempt. The clock still shows zeros.
Offense lined up in the neutral zone. That 5-yard penalty.
All right, officially that is the call. Offense lined up in the neutral zone, and it's over. CR comes into Butte and hands the Roadrunners their second loss of the season. White jerseys jumping up and down in celebration as Redwoods, after starting 0-6, has won 3 straight games, and they are in contention potentially for playoffs, depending on how this plays out. My, what a game. We waited on a lot of calls from officials to conclude it. Final score, Redwoods wins 22-21. We'll take a 60-second timeout, come back to wrap this one up on ESPN 107.3 FM. Final score from Butte. Redwoods comes in and knocks off the first place Roadrunners. They win it by a score 22-21. And oh, the drama, Liam. I mean, Butte, they can be looked multiple different ways. Butte over 100 yards in penalties, including 3 in the final minute of the fourth quarter. But how about the guts by this Redwoods team? They controlled the ball. They ran it effectively. Liam Warner, your initial reaction?
I mean, it just shows the character of this team. I mean, starting off 0-6, I mean, the vibes were not good, Mitchell, going into that Shasta game. Even in the third quarter of that Shasta game, the vibes were pretty low. And really, it seems like the whole season has just flipped on that muff punt on Shasta back in that game. And then things turned around in that game, got a great win against Santa Rosa, got a huge gutsy win against Butte, first place Butte. And now, I mean, the postseason really is in full view for Redwoods. It's right there. And it sets up a probably really big game next week against American River.
All right, so David Silverstein, who's the league statistician, who's been sitting to our right all game, and may I just say, I mean, it's fantastic having you right here just feeding information, but he just let us know. So CR is now huge Butte fans. They need Butte to beat Sierra, and if CR is able to hold on and defeat American River, that would give them first place. So CR has put themselves in a very good position here to kind of wrap up the season after an 0-6 start, Liam. My, oh my, let's take a look at the stats first for Butte. If I can get this loaded correctly. Butte Amari Cooper was 13 of 20 for 167 yards, threw 1 touchdown and 1 interception. That touchdown was a 73-yarder on a quick receiver screen for the first strike of the game. Niall Robbie goes 21 for 100 yards. He was held to just 26 at the half, but a very talented second half. He got into the end zone once. Amari Cooper, 5 rushes for 54 yards, and the go-ahead score at the time. Najee Dade, 4 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. He's the one who hauled in the 73-yarder. Borchert, 2 for 29, and Adon Turner, 2 for 22. Amari Cooper hauled 1 in. I'm not sure about that one, but we'll take a look at Redwoods. Devin Forehand goes 16 of 26 for 201 and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's got to be one of the big highlights, too, for Redwoods. is that the fact that they held on to the football did not turn it over. Bright Livingston came in through one pass. He completed it to Meadows for 40 yards. Alec Grant, hats off to that man. 29 carries, 89 yards. The biggest task is that he controlled the clock, and I think it was maybe we were at the 12-minute mark of the fourth quarter before Butte touched the ball for the second time in that second half. Forehand 7 for 23 and a touchdown. The go-ahead game winner. Saul Reyes had a carry as well. Alex Meadows 2 for 55. Duron Dodd 3 for 48. Roma Luster hauled in 2 passes for 40 yards. Quentin Buckland caught a pair for 38 yards, including a touchdown. Dascom 3 for 34, including the big one that brought CR down to the 3, where they would get the eventual go-ahead touchdown 4 plays later. Also, Brandon Saylor, what a job. 3 for 3, including a 36-yarder, just a yard shy of a season long. He only had 2 made field goals on both attempts coming into today. He hits 3, which proves to be a pretty key considering Redwoods won by 1. Liam, I mean, wow.
Yeah,
what a game.
Unbelievable. I mean, all I'm really going to say at this point is you better be at the Redwood Bowl next Saturday, 2 p.m. against American River, because that is going to be a huge, huge game. And I want to see the stadium packed.
Well, CR gets it done on the road. They are in a tie for first place in the NorCal division. What they are looking for is Butte to defeat Sierra next week. They need to take care of business at home, as you mentioned, Liam, against American River. From Butte, your final score, Redwoods 22, Butte 21. A shout out to Gabe back in our Eureka studios. For Liam Warner, I am Mitchell Manji saying so long from Butte. We will see you next week, and make it out to the Redwood Bowl. 2 p.m. kickoff will be live here at 1/4 on ESPN 107.3. Final score from Butte. Redwoods wins 22-21.